So I'm going to walk you guys exactly how I built a $360,000 per month in profit business just being a solopreneur. So a lot of times people talk about if you ever want to make a lot of money, you have to build a team, you have to be prepared to do all these crazy things. I've been the other person on the other side who has said, I don't really want that. I don't like managing people. I don't really like spending too much time. Ultimately, like I like to work with automations and systems and just really be able to do things on my own terms. Not that I don't like people at all. I just like to know I can sleep at night knowing that I'm the only person who really has to who I have to take care of, right? Because with the growth comes responsibility. And this doesn't mean you can't have a very lean team who is just very A-player type and highly efficient. It just means that, you know, we just don't want to build these teams. Like I see people who build these $10,000 per month businesses and they have like 2 or 3 people working inside already. They have like editors, like a thumbnail person, like a video content creation guy. They have a setter. They have maybe somebody who they want to close their deals. They have an ads guy. I'm just like, that's a lot of money or a lot of time and people to take care of just for a very low margin business. When on the other side, I'm simply creating content. I do sometimes have a setter, or I have a setter right now who I just actually hired. So it wasn't even something that I had before, but I hired a setter to just work with the leads, the people, the conversations. And I have my actual like one-on-one clients, the people that I work with directly, the service delivery, which doesn't take a lot of overhead. And for a lot of you guys who just want to build a business that serves your lifestyle, that allows you to grow and scale past $20,000, $30,000 months in profit, this is exactly the things that I did to be able to get past that. Right now, I'm more like towards the 50,000 a month range, but it was actually not too long ago that I was still within the 30-ish per month range. So it's really 3 main things. The first thing is just having a key offer. So what exactly is it that you know? What can you teach? What can you help somebody else with? So for me, specifically, was originally sales. I was helping people, business owners, improve their sales process, their sales scripts, their communication so that they can close more deals that they were already getting from lead flow. They just weren't able to collect enough cash, too many payment plans, weren't very confident on these calls, or they also just were losing a lot of opportunity that they felt they should have closed. So that was my initial offering. Then I slowly adjusted things as I began to apply for my business to how do you scale past $20,000 and $30,000 a month in profit through just content, setters, and some ads. And when I talk a little bit about the offer, we want to make sure that this is something that generally helps other people and things that we've done before. We don't want to just build an offer for the sake of building an offer and making money, because that's going to go very downhill very quickly once people realize that you can't actually fulfill. And that's what essentially a lot of people do. That leaves a bad stain in the online space. So the first thing is just having a very clear core offer. And the other part to this is actually like a tiered structure. So I used to just have one core product that I would work with, and so I would really only have like a specific type of person that would work with me, right? So it can be like a base upfront plus a percentage growth model. And not everybody was in a position to work with me on that. And so I realized, okay, I have the skills to help people. Like I don't necessarily want to work with complete beginners and teach them even just like the fundamentals of mindset and all these different things. But I did feel like, okay, somebody who's maybe at a 5K to 20K range, I can still help scale up very fast, right? Whether that means like, you know, we're removing things from the process or we're just adding things that they're currently not doing. And so I started to create a 3-tiered model, right? The way that works is the first one is the free model, which is through this content that you see here, where maybe you have an offer, you're not really making consistent money, and maybe you're looking to get to your first 10, 15K, maybe even your first 5K, right? Just being able to help you with the free content to be able to level up your business and get to a point where you're a lot more efficient and making money consistently. And that's just all through the free material that I built here for you guys to see. And if you guys like what you guys see, feel free to subscribe and watch some of the other videos after this one. The second tier is the hybrid tier, which is where I have 2 one-on-ones, some group coaching sessions weekly, and then you have like the actual curriculum, some specific ones that I keep just for the actual paid hybrid model. And so this is going to be a lot of things that we apply together to help fast track your success, still getting the private one-on-one calls And this is sometimes when you've already made money, even through the content, or that you build that trust with me. And then we continue to help you scale to $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 months. And then on the third platinum tier, whatever you want to call it, is the high ticket one-on-one individual. We do everything for you. So this is where my team, my ads manager, are like we get you an ads manager, a closer, a setter, depending where you're at. There's a lot of times when you're in a bigger stage and you just don't have the systems in place. And so we would essentially build everything from A to Z. We'll streamline your content, we'll streamline your offer, your messaging, your ads. We'll have somebody who is a proven closer and setter inside of your team to be able to just help you maximize your profits and remove yourself from the actual day-to-day. And that's the high ticket offer, which is for people well over $50,000 a month, right? Who just, again, don't have the systems in place to where we want it. Because realistically, we can scale very fast if we decide to have a larger team. But from my perspective, I like to really just work a lot individually with just very key players. I like to work with people that I enjoy and I feel maybe not in the same way, but like are friends, like people I can just communicate. I don't feel like I have to show up and I don't want to be on that call. Like I genuinely like working with the people that I work with right now. And I'm in a very fortunate position to be able to do it while traveling and doing, I have time to do everything else that I've been wanting in my life, like go visit my family, gym, train, eat the right way. Any events that come around, I'm always able to adjust the way that I need to. So I'm not really sacrificing a lot of time freedom just for the sake of more money. So again, the first thing is just having a core offer, which is something that you've already done and you can help somebody else with. Ideally priced above 5K. So that means that at bare minimum, if you want to hit 10K, then you only need 2 clients per month, which is 1 every 15 days. A very simple, streamlined process to create. Now, the second thing is how do we generate clients? How do we get people across the door? So there's 2 different ways, right? There's always going to be the organic content, and then there's going to be paid ads. Now, I like to do a little mix of both because ultimately, if I can build my personal brand, my organic content, this is something that people can't take away from me. This is something that people are always going to know me for, and it also works very well with the ads that I run because you can only run so much ads, and unless you're very hyper profitable and you can actually get like a 4 or 5x ROAS, and depending on your profit margins, then right, sometimes you can get banned on Facebook or YouTube, or they shut down your ads, they don't approve it, all these just different crazy things, right, that could happen. And so I like to keep organic content, and especially YouTube, and I don't aim to have a lot of likes, follows, or anything like that. I actually prefer to have a very niche, very low view count, because I know that these views are worth a lot more because they're from the right people. And funny enough, Alex Hormozi actually did something very similar with this type of experiment, where he created videos which were still valuable, but he added these crazy thumbnails, crazy titles, all these edits within the actual video. And while he did get a lot of views from it, he actually noticed that his actual money that he made within the business was a lot lower than whenever he made just the very boring style, like maybe not unedited, right? But just very low editing, not instant gratification, dopamine hitting type of videos with still very valuable content. Like the people that sticked around to watch that because they were there for the actual material were the people that, generally paid him the most and were the highest paid clients for him. And so when we talk about content, and when I help people create their content that allows them to acquire clients, we don't aim for views. We don't aim for having the most amount of views, having the most amount of likes. No, we prefer to have just very boring, raw videos. And that's the same reason why I keep these videos very straight to the point. Like I don't have all this fancy editing. A lot of times if you guys can make it to even this part of the video already, then it likely means that you're very serious about scaling up a business, an online business, to at least $20,000, $30,000 months. And you feel like, okay, this is something that you're currently in, right? Versus somebody else who just, I don't know, is looking at e-commerce, or maybe they want to start their own, I don't know, trading business, or they want to do trading. Like again, they're not going to stick around to watch this video for very long. And so when you guys see even like my YouTube subscriptions or even my Instagram subscribers, like, okay, it's not a lot of people, but again, I'm still able to have $50,000 a month through that small audience, because realistically you only need about 500 to 1,000 raving fans to build a $100,000 per month business, right? And so if you're only looking to build a 10K per month business, okay, you can see how simple that is. And so the second part to that is the ads, right? Just being able to create really great ads that convert. And again, especially if you guys do like a DM process or a way where people can continue to see you, like an email campaign or opt-ins. Again, this content continues to help you because, you know, somebody might not buy right away. And like, if you consider yourself, when's the last time you bought a $3,000 to $5,000 product? Did you just book an ad or see an ad, book a call and buy right away? Or you likely didn't buy right away. You didn't book a call right away. You saw some of the curriculum, you looked and did a background check on whoever the influencer person is. And then eventually you bought when you build enough trust through content. Right? And so the same thing here, we're using the ads and the content to work together in order to be able to build and gain a following long-term of buyers into your pipeline. Right? And this also works really well whenever you're communicating with people, especially like in the DMs. Right? You'll maybe sometimes get people that you're chatting back and forth, they don't reply to you, but maybe they give you a follow, subscription, maybe they watch you on YouTube, and so YouTube just retargets them pretty much, and eventually they watch enough content, they reply to you, hey man, sorry, you know, things got busy, but yeah, I'm ready to book a call, and then there you go. So the second part, right, acquisition, way to get clients. And then the third part is a little bit more, I guess, generic, you can say. But it's just having a clear vision as to where you want to go. I see people all the time, they get influenced by the 10K, 20, 30K, 100K per month business. I want to be a millionaire. And like, where do you genuinely want to go in life? Like, what do you actually want? Reverse engineer how you're going to get there, how much money you really have to make, right? Because a lot of times people think that they have to make X amount of money, and then they don't have a real reason as to why. They just been told that all their life, and they think that's what they need. But for some people, like even $100,000 per month or per year is enough to just allow you to like live comfortably the way that you want, right? Without a lot of stress, without a lot of things going on in your life, solopreneur business. Because what most people don't realize is like if you don't really have that clear direction, the clear vision as to where you want to go, it's going to be that much harder to get it, right? I see people all the time like, I want to hit 50K a month, like I don't know, let's just go at it, I don't know why, and there's no real motive, there's no real drive. Like, why do you generally need this money? And maybe this goes much into like the mindset stuff, which is not really where I want to take this call or take this video towards. But it is very important to have your clear whys, definitive of like, okay, what do you genuinely want? Because you are your own person. Nobody is coming to save you. You are the person who is ultimately going to lead people towards, you know, if you're a guy watching this especially, right, you're going to be a father, you're going to take care of your parents, right, you're a leader. And as a leader, you have to have clear vision. You have to have a clear mission, or there's nothing to aim towards. You're just simply noise in the wind, like a feather going up and down. When things get hard, you don't actually continue to go, and that's why a lot of people rely on motivation, and they can't stay disciplined for long enough. So just to recap, it's going to have a clear offer, understanding exactly who you want to help and what you want to teach. Second one is a vehicle to acquire clients, to get attention, which is going to bring people towards you to eventually become a customer. And then three is just having that clear vision, a mission, understanding where you genuinely want to go, and then we can reverse engineer those numbers. And that's really it if you want to build anywhere from $10,000 to $50,000 a month. It's quite simple at that point. It's just a lot of the implementations, because you know what you have to do. You just have to wake up every day and do it and stay disciplined for long enough until it becomes a reality. And so that's all I have for this video. If you guys liked, you got a lot of value from this, feel free to subscribe or to give it a like. Give me a comment. Let me know if there's any recommendations as to other videos you guys would like to see. And I'll see you guys on the next one.